Inked Sisterhood is Kenya's largest female motorcycling club, and we promise to bring you really good content from our YouTube channel. So subscribe and get notifications when we have new content up. Now, for today, the World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims was adopted by a United Nations General Assembly resolution, and it's marked on the 21st of November annually. On this day, we give an opportunity for families to remember people that they've lost in road accidents. Last year, ironically, on the 21st of November, Inked Sisterhood lost one of us to a road traffic incident. And so today what we want to do is just give a human face to what happens on the road, during accidents and after. And so today with us, we have a very special gentleman who wears very many hats, and I'm not sure I want to get into everything that he does. So for starters, I would like him to introduce himself. Karibu. Perhaps start by telling us your name and your role. And yeah, let's get into this.
Okay, thank you. My name is Moses Nderitu. I think for the purposes I'm here is one, I'm a biker myself. And then two is I also sit as a board member at the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, which is basically the transport regulator, and also in charge of safety on the roads. Yeah. So I think for today's purpose that will suffice.
Okay, thanks Moses. And how interesting is it, like civil servant, NTSA, and he's a biker, and that's really cool. So perhaps you can tell us, what do you ride and what's been your most exciting riding experience?
I'm laughing because I've never been called a civil servant before. For purposes of when you sit on the board, yes, you are a civil servant, you are a public servant, but however, thinking of a civil servant is that person who is there every day. So, okay, so biking came before the role at NTSA, which I've been doing for the last, actually, it's exactly, I was appointed exactly 6 years ago. So I'm in my second term, which is my second and final term. And one of the reasons I was appointed was to try and bring the issue of biking to the forefront, because yes, it is actually the fastest growing mode of transport in Kenya, and has been for a long time. It tends to be ignored. But if you go back what you asked me, my riding journey started somewhere around 2007. I happened to be privileged to go to Germany, and I've always wanted. I used to see guys riding it, but I went to Germany once, and then sitting in a place like this coffee shop in the Nürburgring where they do the F1, and these bikers just kept riding in, park their bikes, jump off, come have a coffee, and then they go. So as I engaging those guys, I was like, oh, I just came from Luxembourg. I'm thinking, what? And I just, we're going to, and I'm like, this is this is the life, and I was just in awe of those guys. So the band beat, and a year later I had a scooter.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Got a Piaggio, an MP3, and I think I've had over my riding journey, I've had a few scooters. I love scooters, I still do. And then moved on to normal bikes. My first, I would say, proper bike was a Yamaha Phaser 600, which I had in 2011.
Yamaha, yay!
And then which broke my leg, remember that? 10 years ago. Actually 10 years ago, maybe a week from today. And then got into the BMW bikes, and I've had a few until my last bike was a GS.
Okay.
Exciting rides. Every ride is exciting, but there are some rides that are just epic. 2 years ago, myself and 2 friends went down to Malawi for the Lake of Stars festival, a music festival, and for that, the 10 days we were on the road, was the most brilliant riding I've ever done. Just 3 guys on the road, just no inhibitions, just doing what you want. Beautiful. Yeah, would love to do that. Yeah. Again, riding is individual, but also when you're riding in a group, it brings a new dimension to it.
Okay, that sounds interesting and adventurous. So, what we like to understand is what NTSA's role is in providing safety or ensuring that the roads are safe for everyone, all road users regardless. I think there's this perception where it's people who drive vehicles, like you're all covered up, it seems like you've got more of a right to use the road than others, but what is NTSA's role in ensuring safety for all road users?
Okay. As even the name says, National Transport and Safety Authority. So safety is a big thing. Yeah. So where it starts is, for us, safety starts with one, you need safer vehicles. So as part of that regulation, why we take vehicles in for inspection, why things like that are done is for the purpose of safety. Then you also need safer road users. That now is regulating how are people taught. What is the training, the curriculum, the testing. So for us to actually get safety on the roads, we must go back to the basics. How do we train drivers? How do we train riders? What is that? How are we bringing those people into that ecosystem? And that's, I think, where the problem has happened over many years. And what then has happened over the 50 years of this country being there is we've inculcated such bad habits that yes, you go and you're well trained, or you go to a driving school and they teach you most of the right things. But as they say, for ground, it is different, because then what you are taught, or what is you're being told is how you should drive, or how you should ride, is not how you ride. So as an authority in charge of safety, what we are then doing is, I think a lot of focus before used to be on enforcement. We are working with police to arrest, and that doesn't happen. We are now moving towards more in education. Yeah. And why are we saying education? Because safety doesn't sit at NTSA. Safety starts with yourself.
Yeah.
So for you, especially like for you as a rider, one of the things I always say I feel about helmets in school we have here. The moment you want to ride and you wear your helmet, it's almost like you're wearing your safety. You're reminding yourself and that's what it is. You're reminding yourself that, and maybe that's lacking with the folk who are driving. What is that? What is the safety culture of a driver when they get into their car? So for your bike, you see guys, you strap, you wear your gear, especially private riders. Yeah. But what about drivers? What is it that they go through? Is it when I get into my car, that's the time I think, okay, between my home and town, that's the time I should do my makeup, have my coffee, finish my call, text. So there's a lack of personal awareness and personal responsibility in the safety area. So I would say our role is to push that idea and try and start changing behavior, that safety begins with you, and then let that translate to others.
Okay. Are there any safety policies that we should be aware of? And even as bikers, and how do we get involved in making sure that we are abiding?
The one thing that is strange about it is we do not lack policy, nor do we lack regulations or laws. Half the things we do, those ones are 100, we are there. I mean, just take the Traffic Act. It tells you everything that you should or should not do. Seat belts, speed limits, all those are there. But are we following them? For example, in 2015, the border regulations were released. It says each border must carry one passenger, must have the lights on. When you switch on the border, the light should be on. You should have 2 helmets, reflector, cannot carry cargo that protrudes it's even specified how many inches it should protrude.
But they are having like couches and furniture, like you move your whole entire house on a
you see 4 people. Now, is that a lack of regulation, or is that just plain floating of rules? So sometimes you ask, it's a difficult question, because sometimes I feel like as a Kenyan, and I am owning this, it's like we want to be policed. So private bikers I am. How many have you seen a private biker carrying 3 or 4 people on his bike?
Yeah.
Almost zero.
Yeah.
Okay? But our counterparts, who are the majority, do some what I would call crazy things. Yeah. But at the end of the day, so you're asking what can we do? One of the things we can do, and one of the things I also encourage my colleagues at NTSA, is to work with groups like yourself and others to actually start. Because if Ntsc went and said they're going to do a clinic, let's say Dagoretti, and you went on your bikes and you had a one-on-one with those,
with the Buddha guys,
they will listen. They will listen because 1, you've come on a bike. 2, you connect at that level.
Yeah.
And then when you're telling them about safety, you can then tell them, this helmet is to protect your head.
Yeah.
It's not for the police. It's not for the cops. As I was coming here on Thika Road, I have just seen, unfortunately, a helmet split into 2. It's an accident at GSU. So if the helmet split into 2, I couldn't look at what was under, because yes, the guy was there. But if we start explaining them that the reason you wear a helmet is to protect yourself, is not to avoid arrest, they will listen to you. And I do it whenever I get invited, for example, to speak to the Boda Association. I always make a point either to go there riding for purposes of, because they will listen, because I'm one of them. So that's one of the things. And we are encouraging even ourselves as NTSA, moving away from our offices in our in suits and going to the county, and also moving down to the counties and through the county transport committees, and trying to devolve that issue so that you then are speaking to them one-on-one.
Okay. And I mean, even as Ink Sisterhood, we have road safety campaigns that we do, and we like to, bring to the fore the things that we need to do. So things like all the gear all the time, and just encouraging people to do the right things. So hopefully we can partner with you on our initiatives to just make the roads a bit safer for everyone. What are the plans on road safety for the future? Are there plans? Are there things in place? Apart from the fact that we will not be allowed to use the new expressway, that's neither here nor there. Are there plans for safety?
Yes, there are. I mean, for the first time, we've launched something called Salama Barabara. It's an EU initiative, and it's actually supporting a certain number of counties to just increase the awareness and to increase safety awareness.
You call it Salama Barabara?
Yes. It's a campaign for 3 years funded by the Kenya government and the EU. And in this, there's aspects of education, there's aspects of actually empowering the county transport committees, because we also have to understand that Kenya is now devolved. So as a regulator, yes, we can't be sitting at the top and hoping that what directives we're giving are trickling down to Turkana County, to Mandela County. Those issues, some of these counties have different issues. So so that has to be done at a local level. So we are then creating those systems to be able to actually regulate them at the county level or at the local level. We are trying to register bikers, especially the border. I must say that our focus is very much on the border riders, because there's 2 million of them. Okay, and there also the high. I mean, we've got a fatality rate that's 25%, increasing by 25% every year on year.
Increasing by 25%
year on year. So there's initiatives in NYS to start actually getting these guys properly trained and licensed, because that's another issue. Excuse me. When you have an industry where 99% don't actually hold driving licenses. Now, for me, I look at it this: they know how to ride. They are very clear, they know how to ride. But do they understand the rules of riding, the ecosystem they're working with. Do they understand that
or even
a red light means
road,
exactly means stop? That's actually where. So there's a lot of that. We are working with a lot of CDF. So you find some county governments and CDF funds that actually using the ability to connect to people on the ground and to be able to train these guys, and hopefully those who train then become trainers of trainers, and start trying to create a safety movement at that level. It's a big journey. When you're registering, every year you're bringing into 200,000 new riders. It's a big journey, but it's a journey that has started, and we hope that will continue. And eventually, I think you'll also see what's happening on the roads. You've seen the new roads that have been built, and while we don't build roads, we recommend. We say some safety features. Let's take, for example, Congo. Clear cycling lane, clear pedestrian lane. So those are things that we are actually doing. You
need lanes on Gong Road. Man,
yes,
it's a jungle.
Gong Road is actually quite good. I think if you look from, let's say, all the way to the grade, it's the part that's not finished now. The grade moving the car, but at least there's a clear demarcation of a cycle lane for both pedal cyclists, motorcyclists, and actually pedestrian. Now, of course, the county government needs to make sure that the hawkers don't take over.
Yes, because that's the problem as well.
And then of course, just teaching people that they need to share the road. These roads are for all of us.
All of us, that's true.
And it's good that the new roads, I'm so excited to see, you've mentioned the expressway. They are actually putting bridges for to cross. At least it's within. But before we do
about everyone, not just drivers.
Before we do a road, and then there's no pedestrian crossing, there's no, then everyone else is left out. About bikes not being allowed on expressway, well, that's beyond my pay grade, so I don't know about that. But personally, I don't agree with it. I don't see why. But I can also, on another level, I can see where
we will right down there.
But can you imagine? I can see where government is thinking. All the borders on the expressway.
That would be drama.
Exactly.
Okay. You said we take.